Well, this movie was, I mean, all of us were just sort of stunned while watching it. It just enraptured in it. And it just strikes me as like now it seems to be the best time and best way to tell this story with how big the screens are, with how big the characters are, with how Balt decided to shoot it. What can you tell us about, why is this the right time to hear this story and to see this story?
Well, I think it's a universal, timeless story in a way. It is man pitted against nature, with the sort of hubris that it takes to want to conquer the earth in that way. And it's, to me, death by a thousand cuts. It's human error, tiny little bits of human error all over the place. That, it's the chaos of a mountain. It's the force that comes in and destroys people's lives.
And for your character, you're so much of the heart, soul, and the grounding, quite literally and figuratively, of the story. How did you approach playing this role as you're communicating to these guys up on the mountain, but yet grounding it all, the panic that you feel feels very real?
I think she's a really interesting character because she's not a climber. She doesn't have a climbing background. She's from a completely different route into this. She won a competition to go on a trek with adventure consultants to base camp. And she'd been a housewife with 4 kids. She'd never done anything like this in her life. So she did the trek, and then she got the bug, and she wanted to go on another trek and go to visit them at base camp. And they were looking for a manager, and they thought she'd be a good fit and asked if she wanted to do it. So she found herself with this extraordinary job at the top of the world, coordinating logistics and for this intensely brilliant group of people who, in her country, in New Zealand, adventure consultants were national heroes. I mean, it's a very small country with a very proud heritage of climbing because of Edmund Hillary, and they were world beaters. They were world-class mountaineers. So that was, she loved that. She was very proud of that. But she was, kid in a candy store because she'd never done anything like this before. And she was devoted to them. She really, really was a true servant of their cause and did everything she could, put herself on the line to try and save lives and, do everything she could to be the best person she could in that situation.
Yeah, and it felt that there was a true connection to them and brought out the humanity in the characters and showing that there are stakes beyond their immediate lives, but their family at home and everyone who is counting on them.
Well, that's the billion-dollar question, is how do people do this? I couldn't do it. I've got kids. There's no way that I would put myself in that much danger, knowing it's quite likely that I don't come home again. But I love that these people exist, and I admire them, and I think they're incredible, but I feel they're of a different evolutionary species to me.
Yeah, but that mountain captures their imaginations, and what do you think Everest means to so many people? Why is it so important?
Well, it is the highest peak on Earth. It is the highest place on Earth. It's like, the fastest runner or the longest jumper. It's the highest place you can go, and I think the ecstasy you must experience when you are standing looking down on your planet and you have got there entirely through your own endeavour must be phenomenal. I mean, I've seen Everest out of an aeroplane flying, just happened to look out the window and there it was. But to get there entirely on your own 2 feet must be extraordinary.